You've probably watched other videos that tell you why coping your baseboards is better. And it's true, coping your baseboards can improve the quality of your work if you're installing stained grade wood baseboards. Otherwise, it's a huge waste of time. And for most people, it's gonna lead to a lower quality install. So in this video, I'm gonna show you a better, easier, and faster way to get perfect inside corners when installing your baseboards without having to cope. Here's the secret right here. These little guys are the key to those perfect inside corners. Here's how it works. First, cut your inside corners using a miter saw at 44 or 44.5 degrees instead of 45 degrees. This is to compensate for the drywall mud buildup that makes the corners slightly obtuse. Now in measuring for these cuts, round down to the nearest 1/16 of an inch. You actually want the baseboards to be just a hair shorter than the distance between the walls, otherwise it's difficult to fit them in place. Now if you try to cut them to the exact length, you'll end up having to make multiple cuts and make the job harder, so round down by just a hair. Just don't cut them too short. Now here's where things get good. Once you put them in place, push in on the baseboards to see if a gap opens up. If not, then go ahead and nail them in, but that's rare. You'll probably see a gap, especially toward the bottom of the baseboards. If so, grab one of these popsicle sticks. You can find them in the paint department. They're actually paint stirring sticks, or at a craft store. Then lift the baseboards and place the popsicle sticks behind them. You may need 2 to close up the gap perfectly, as you see me adding 2 in this situation. Now the reason these are so good when compared to using shims, for example, is that they're a consistent thickness. Okay, shims are a pain in the butt because you have to cut them to the right thickness before you can install them behind your baseboards. In some cases, you may be able to slide them in from the top. And just like shims, you can easily cut off the excess with a razor knife. Now once you try this, you'll find yourself using them on almost every inside corner on your project. And in some cases, even on the outside corners. And you'll notice that this is way faster than coping your baseboards. And it leads to just as good of a result, if not even better, because coping does take a little bit of skill. Now here are a couple pictures of some of the inside corners on this recent baseboard project I did. As you can see, you can get perfect inside corners without coping when you follow the right process. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone ever cope their baseboards? Well, coping does have a couple of benefits over mitered corners. The first one is that they accommodate for imperfect angles better. So if your corner isn't perfectly 90, and it rarely is, it won't really matter. The coped joint will fit just right. And a mitered joint, if the angles aren't perfectly mitered at the right angle, could show a gap. The second benefit is that wood baseboards can expand and contract with moisture changes in the air, and when they contract, the baseboards will pull away from the corners of the wall. And coped joints will show a smaller, less noticeable gap when that happens. Now, this isn't really an issue at all if you're using MDF baseboards because they're not going to change much in length with moisture content. So unless you're installing stained grade wood baseboards, then save yourself the time and the headache, pick up a pack of these popsicle sticks, and move on to more important projects in your house. I hope this video saves you some time. For a complete step-by-step video on how to install baseboards, check out this video right up here. And if you'd like to learn how to turn your home repair skills into a profitable and enjoyable part-time or full-time handyman business that can quickly replace your day job, then visit me at handymanstartup.com. I'm Dan Perry. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.